So, hello everyone and welcome. I'm thrilled to be here today to talk about a topic that is becoming increasingly critical in our rapidly evolution technological landscape, ethical AI. As AI continues to permeate more and more aspects of our lives, it's crucial that we understand not only its potential, but also the significant ethical challenges and responsibilities that comes with it. This presentation will explore some of these key areas and discuss how we can all contribute to shaping AI in a way that benefits everyone. Let's start with a powerful statement that resonates deeply with the spirit of innovation and inclusivity. Redefine possible. AI, this critical moment as a AI reshapes society, women are not just participating, they are revolutionizing the future of technology. Let's challenge the status quo, break barriers, and take bold action to create an inclusive, transformative future. Together, and exactly together, we can redefine what's possible. This sets the stage for why our discussion on ethical AI is so vital. As we collectively build this transformative future, ensuring that AI is developed and deployed ethically is not just an option, it's an fundamental necessity. We have a unique opportunity to build AI that is fair, just, and benefits all members of our diverse community. So, to make the importance of ethical AI more tangible, let's consider a simple, everyday example. For example, the AI that powers music streaming service. Many of us rely on this algorithm to discover new music. But what happens if the algorithm perhaps unintentionally is biased? What if it primarily recommends music similar to what is popular among the majority, inadvertently overlooking talented artists or entire genres that are favored by smaller or less represented groups with our community. This seemingly minor bias in a music recommendation system can have a real impact. It can limit our exposure to diverse musical experience, potentially perpetuate cultural homogeneity, and even affect the livelihoods of artists who aren't part of the mainstream. This simple example illustrates how even seemingly benign AI application can have ethical implications that we need to consider. Before we dive deeper, let's establish a working definition of ethical AI. Essentially, it's about applying ethical principles to the realm of artificial intelligence. This involves thinking critically about the potential impact of AI and striving to develop and use it in a way that is morally sound and beneficial. While there isn't one universal agreed upon definition, several key principles consistently emerge in discussions about ethical AI. This often includes fairness, ensuring AI doesn't discriminate unfairly, transparency, making AI systems understandable, accountability, establishing responsibility for AI actions, privacy, protecting personal data, safety, by ensuring AI operates reliably and without causing harm, and the importance of human control and oversight, ensuring humans remain in charge of critical decisions. The urgency around ethical AI is growing rapidly due to the increasing prevalence of AI in our society. From the algorithms that curate our new feeds to the AI systems assigning in medical diagnosis, AI is becoming deeply embedded in our lives. This widespread adoption means that any biases or ethical shortcomings in these systems can have significant and far-reaching negative consequences for individuals and society as a whole. Furthermore, building and maintaining public trust in AI is essential for its continued development and acceptance. People need to feel confident that AI systems are fair, reliable, and aligned with their values. Finally, we are also seeing a growing focus on AI ethics from regulatory bodies around the world, indicating the seriousness with which these issues are being taken. Let's delve deeper into the first major challenge, bias in AI. As we mentioned earlier, AI models learn from data, making the quality and composition of that data absolutely critical. One common type is historical bias, where the data itself reflects existing societal inequalities or produces from the past. If we train an AI on this kind of data, it will inevitably learn and perpetuate those biases. Representational bias occurs when certain groups or demographical are underrepresented in the training data. This can lead to AI models that perform poorly or make unfair decisions for those underrepresented groups simply because they haven't seen enough examples. Finally, measurement bias can be introduced throughout the way data is collected, labeled, or processed, leading to skewed or inaccurate information that the AI then learns from. Here's an interesting fact that highlights why ethical considerations aren't just about doing the right thing, but also about practical implications. A study by Accenture actually estimates that algorithmic bias could cost financial services firms billions of dollars every year in the form of regulatory fines and lost businesses due to unfair or discriminatory practices. And this isn't limited to the financial sector. Similar economic impacts can arise in various industries throughout customer dissatisfaction, legal challenges, and damage to a company's reputation when biased AI systems lead to negative outcomes for certain user groups. This really underscores the point that building ethical AI is not just morally imperative, but it can also have a significant positive impact on the bottom line. We are already touched on some examples, but let's highlight a few more concrete cases of AI bias in action. We've seen well-documented instances of facial recognition technology having significantly higher errors rates for individuals with darker skin tones, especially women. This can have serious implications in areas like law enforcement and security. In recruitment, AI algorithms trained on historical hiring data, which may have inadvertently reflected past biases, can perpetuate those biases by unfairly favoring certain demographic groups over others, even in natural language processing. Language models have been shown to exhibit biases such as associating certain professionals or adjective more strongly with one gender or race than another. And alarmingly, bias has even been found in healthcare algorithms, leading to potentially unequivocal or inaccurate diagnosis based on skewed patient data. Addressing bias effectively requires a deep understanding of what fairness means in a particular context. It's important to recognize that fairness is not a monolithic concept, and there is no single universally accepted definition. Different situations may require different approaches and different ways of measuring fairness. There are several common fairness metrics that researchers and practitioners use, such as demographic parity, which aims for equal outcomes across different groups, equalized odds, which focuses on ensuring equal true positive and false positive rates, and equal opportunity, which aims for equal true positive rates. Alongside defining and measuring fairness, we also need to employ bias mitigation techniques. This can include strategies like data augmentation and resampling to balance data sets, adversarial debiasing methods that actively try to remove bias during training, and regularization techniques that penalize biased model behavior. To truly build ethical AI, we need to integrate ethical considerations into every stage of the AI development lifecycle. This starts right at the planning and requirements phase, where we should define our ethical goals and proactively identify potential risks and harms. During data collection and preparation, we must prioritize data diversity, ensure data quality, and be mindful of privacy concerns. In the model development and training phase, we should select appropriate model architectures and actively implement bias mitigation techniques. Evaluation and testing should go beyond just accuracy and include the use of fairness metrics and throughout ethical audits. Finally, even after deployment, we need to continuously monitor our AI systems for any signs of bias or unintended negative consequences and be prepared to take corrective actions. Moving on to the second major challenge, let's consider the impact of AI on the job market. The potential for AI to automate tasks that were previously done by humans is a significant concern. Jobs that involve highly routine and repetitive tasks are generally considered to be the most susceptible to automation throughout artificial intelligence. We are already seeing the impact in industries like manufacturing, transportation, with the rise of autonomous vehicles, data entry, and even customer service with the increasing sophistication of chatbots. This raises important economic and social questions about potential job displacement, the possibility of increased economic inequality, and the need for robust social safety nets, and retraining programs to support affected workers. However, the impact of AI on jobs isn't solely about displacement. It's also about job creation and job transformation. The rise of AI is leading to the emergence of entirely new roles in fields like AI development itself, data science, and, as we are discussed today, even artificial intelligence ethics. Furthermore, many existing jobs will likely evolve, requiring workers to develop new skills focused on collaborating effectively with AI tools. This shift will likely place a greater emphasis on uniquely human strengths such as creativity, crucial thinking, emotional intelligence, and the ability to solve complex, unstructured problems. To navigate this changing landscape, it's absolutely crucial that we invest in reskilling and upskilling initiatives to prepare the workforce for the mad demands of the AI era. Let's look at a specific industry where AI is having a profound impact: healthcare. The potential benefits are immense. AI can analyze medical images with incredible speed and accuracy to detect diseases like cancer in their early stages. It can help personalize treatment plans based on individual patient data and even accelerate the discovery of new life-saving drugs. However, this powerful technology also presents potential perils. As we've discussed, biased training data cloud could lead to AI systems that misdiagnose or provide less effective treatments for certain patient groups. The lack of transparency in some AI diagnostic tools could erode patient trust and make it difficult for doctors to understand the AI's reasoning. And there are also concerns about potential job dis- displacement for some medical professionals as AI takes on more diagnostic and analytical tasks. This example really highlights why careful ethical consideration is absolutely crucial in the development and deployment of AI in such sensitive areas. The increasing use of AI in high-stakes decision-making domains presents a unique set of ethical challenges. In healthcare, while AI offers incredible potential for improving diagnosis, personalizing treatment, and accelerating drug discovery, we must be vigilant about issues like the accuracy of AI prediction, the potential for bias in medical data leading to unequal treatment, and the critical importance of patient privacy and, of course, data security. In finance, IS is being used for tasks like loan approvals, fraud detection, and even algorithmic trading. Here, ethical concerns revolve around ensuring fairness in lending practices, the lack of transparency in complex credit scoring algorithms, and the potential for AI to contribute to market instability. Perhaps most concerningly, AI is being deployed in the criminal justice system for tasks like risk assessment, predictive policing, and even making recommendations for sentencing. This raises profound ethical questions about the potential for AI to perpetuate existing biases in the justice system. the lack of due to process and human judgment in critical decision, and the potential for discriminatory outcomes. Given the potential risk associated with AI in decision making, the concept of human in the loop is gaining increasing importance. This refers to systems where humans retain the ability to review, validate, and potentially override decisions made by AI, particularly in high stakes applications. This approach offers several key benefits. It allows for the incorporation of human judgment, common sense, and ethical considerations that AI might not be able to fully grasp. It also provides a crucial mechanism for error correction and the detection of unforeseen biases. Ultimately, maintaining human oversight can significantly enhance trust and accountability in AI systems. However, there are also challenges associated with implementing this effectively. We need to design user interfaces that facilitated meaningful human intervention and be mindful of the risk of automation bias, where humans may become overly reliant on AI recommendations and fail to exercise their own critical judgment. Now let's turn our attention to the third major challenge, the black box nature of many advanced AI models. Particularly in the realm of deep learning, these models can be incredibly complex, often involving millions or even billions of interconnected parameters. This complexity makes their internal decision-making processes very difficult to understand, even for the developers who created them. It can be extremely challenging to trace back the steps and understand precisely why a complex AI model arrived at a particular output or prediction. This lack of interpretability has significant implications for both trust in AI systems and our ability to hold them accountable when things go wrong. The need for transparency in AI systems is paramount for several reasons. Firstly, transparency is crucial for building trust among users. If people understand how an AI system works and the factors that influence its decisions, they are more likely to trust its outputs. Secondly, understanding the reasoning behind AI decisions is essential for debugging and improving these systems. If we can't see how an AI is making mistakes or exhibiting biases, it's very difficult to fix those issues. Thirdly, the regulatory landscape around AI is increasingly emphasizing the need for transparency and explainability. Finally, transparency empowers users to make informed decisions about how they interact with AI and whether they want to rely on its outputs. In response to the black box problem, the field of explainable AI or XAI has emerged. What is explainable AI? Explainable artificial intelligence is a set of processes and methods that allows human users to comprehend and trust the results and output created by machine learning algorithms. XAI focuses on developing AI systems uh, whose whose decision and reasoning processes can be understood by humans. Researchers are exploring various techniques to achieve this, such as feature importance analysis, which helps identify which input feature had the most influence on a decision, generating rule-based explanations that articulate the logic the AI followed, creating visualization of the AI's reasoning process, and using model agnostic methods like LIME and SHAP that can provide local explanations for individual predictions. The benefits of XAI are significant, including increased user trust, the ability to more effectively debug and improve AI models, and enhanced accountability. The question of accountability in AI is a complex one. When an AI system makes a mistake, causes harm, or exhibits bias, who ultimately bears the responsibility? Is it the developers who designed the system, the organizations that developed it, the end user who interact with it? The answer is likely a combination of these, and the specific allocation of responsibility can vary depending on the context and the nature of the harm. We need to develop clear, legal, and ethical frameworks that define accountability for AI systems and ensure that there are mechanisms in place to address negative consequences and prevent future harm. Now, let's focus on the specific ways developers can contribute to ethical AI practices. First and foremost, continuous learning is essential. The field of AI ethics is constantly evolving, so it's crucial to stay updated on the latest research, guidelines, and best practices. Developers should also strive to understand different ethical frameworks and theories that can help guide their decision making. Furthermore, it's important to be aware of the evolving legal and regulatory landscape surrounding AI. Finally, developers have a responsibility to actively promote ethical discussions within their teams and organizations, fostering a culture where ethical considerations are taken seriously. Developers have a direct role to play in taking bias in AI systems. This includes regularity auditing their training data to identify potential sources of bias. They should also implement relevant fairness metrics as part of their model evaluation process, going beyond just accuracy. Actively applying various bias mitigation techniques during model development and training is crucial. And finally, developers should conduct rigorous testing to identify any potential for disparate impact, ensuring that the AI system doesn't unfairly disadvantage certain groups or demographics. Developers should also prioritize transparency and privacy throughout the development process. This means consequently choosing model architecture and techniques that enhance interpretability whenever feasible. They should also activate implement tools and methods for explaining AI decisions to users. Regarding privacy, developers should adhere to the principle of data minimization, collecting and retraining only the data that is strictly necessary for the AI system to function. They should also employ anonymization and pseudo-dynamization techniques to protect individual identities and implement robust security measures to prevent data breaches and unauthorized access. Finally, developers can contribute to ethical AI throughout their coding practices and collaborations. This includes incorporating ethical considerations into the code review process, asking questions about potential biases and unintended consequences. It's also incredibly valuable to collaborate with ethics, social scientists, and other experts to gain broader perspectives on the social impact of AI. Contributing to open source ethical AI tools and frameworks can help the entire community build more responsible system. And importantly, developers can act as advocates for ethical AI within their own organizations, championing these principles and practices from the ground up. In conclusion, let's remember that ethical AI is not solely a technical problem to be solved by engineers. It's a fundamental societal imperative that requires a collaborative and multi-phased approach. Addressing the challenges and embracing our responsibilities requires a collaborative effort involving developers, policymakers, researchers, and the public. This includes the efforts for developers in building responsible systems, policymakers in creating appropriate regulations, researchers in exploring the ethical implications, and the public in engaging in informed discussions. By actively engaging with these ethical considerations and taking concrete steps in our work, we can collectively harness the transformative power of artificial intelligence to create a future that is truly beneficial, equitable, and just for everyone. I encourage you all to continue thinking about these issues, engage in further learning, and work together to build a more ethical and responsible AI driven world. Let's continue this important conversation and work together to shape the ethical trajectory of AI.